Hey guys, we're going to do this again. We're going to go over another rule, another baseball situation. This week we're going to focus on what is a catch. So this should be able to help us with our base running, when to tag up, when not to tag up, even defensively if we know we have a guy out or not. I'm going to go ahead and get right into the screen sharing. And before I go, I want to just review real quickly. Why is it that we have these videos? Why we send these out there? Well, to me, there's three reasons why we do this. Number one, as coaches, as the coaching staff, we want you to learn the game. Number two, with the makeup of our players and our students, and I think the mental part of the game is an area where we can use to our advantage, and we can gain a competitive advantage. I know not all of us play baseball year round, like like some of the players against some of the teams that we play. But I also know that we are more than capable of taking the game to the next level for what's considered a high school level, so we can get that competitive advantage. And number three, I'm hoping we generate conversation and curiosity. Hope this just generates some discussion. After last week's video, my dad and I talked about the infield fly, and he brought up a great question. And it's just because we would not have talked about it had we not sent this video out in this little lesson. So I'll share that question with you guys later. So that's why we're doing it. So let's go into the content of today. What is a catch? All right. How do you, as a base runner or a coach or an umpire or a defensive player, how do you know if a catch has been made? All right. Well, yeah. So there's three. We have to have three. I broke it down into three components. Number one is the defensive player must have voluntary release. All right. So maybe another way to remember this is the defensive player needs to survive the crash. And the crash can be with the outfield fence. It can be with the foul line fence, dugout, with another player, teammate, base runner, whatever. But in order for an out to be, I guess not a base runner, but the base runner's got to let him catch it. But in order for an out to be made, if he runs into the wall or runs into another player, he has to survive the crash with the ball in hand. Okay, so keep that one. That's a good one. Survive the crash. Voluntary release, to me, go hand in hand. Another part to remember to this rule of the situation is any physical action that is associated with the play counts. So let's say I'm an outfielder. I'm on full sprint for a fly ball. I catch the fly ball, and my momentum of my run takes me 5 more steps into the wall that I hit the wall and the ball comes out. Well, the reason I hit the wall was because of the speed of my run to make the catch. That ball did not come out voluntarily. That's even though I took more than 3 steps or 2 steps or whatever. If that momentum of my run took me to the wall, or the momentum of my run took me to a teammate, even if it's 3 or 5 steps afterwards, and the ball comes out, that not voluntarily, it comes out in an involuntary way, that's a live ball. It's not a catch. Okay. The third point we want you to think about is this, particularly on the infield. You cannot, as a defensive player, cannot intentionally drop a ball. So a defensive player can't let the ball hit his mitt, then the ball hit the ground. But an infielder or defensive player can intentionally let the ball drop. So I think Ian Kinsler in the major league level does this quite a bit, or I've seen him do it quite a bit. We may have a fast runner on first base, a slower runner up to bat, so it's just first base only, no infield fly. The bigger guy at bat hits a pop fly in the infield. Kinsler gets underneath it, lets the ball drop, picks it up, throws to second base to get the fast runner who's on first base, and then the slower guy takes the spot. So that's higher level. That's almost an instinctive level. He's played so much, he knows what to do. But it's using your head. Okay, now back to our question from that my dad and I spoke about last week. My dad asked me, if we're truly emphasizing this mental side of the game, and we think we can take advantage of it, gain a competitive advantage on an infield fly, wouldn't we be better off just if the umpire calls infield fly, and it's a routine infield fly, which means if I'm the third baseman, it's to the second base side of me. If I'm a first baseman, it's to the second base side of me. We don't want to do what I'm about to talk about on balls that are close, like close to the line. But if we know it's a fair pop fly in the infield, and it's first and second or bases loaded with less than 2 outs, why wouldn't we just let the ball drop every time? We know the runner's out, and see if the other team knows the rules. You know, we would know that the batter's out, the force play's off. We could pick it up, see if they get the runner to go, and try and get a cheap out. So he asked that question. Why wouldn't we just let the ball drop every time on a routine, which means you know it's going to be fair, you know it's going to in a ball that's easily caught. Why wouldn't you let it drop every time to see if the other team knows the rules? And if their runners panic or get off base, we can maybe get a double play out of the deal. So that's it for today. I will send out this video along with a video clip from Major League Game, and I'll ask a couple guys to get together, join forces, and answer some questions about the video that I create, and hit reply all so we can all see their responses. Okay. On a couple, that's it. That's fine for right now. That's it. We'll see you guys later. You know, keep throwing. We really need you throwing this week. Start really getting your arms in shape. You know, seniors do a good job leading them. Okay. Thank you guys.